the People's Empowerment Radio Show.
I'm on a mission to get it right. Gonna improve me, live a better life. I'm on a mission to get it right. Gonna improve me, live a better life. I'm on a mission. 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 I'm on a mission.
Welcome to the People's Empowerment Radio Show with your host, Lady A. Inspiring, motivating, and empowering you to
Live a better life.
Welcome to the People's Empowerment Radio Show, where it is our goal to uplift you, inspire you, and most of all, empower you. I am your host, Lady A, and of course, as starting out each and every show, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in on tonight. Thank you so much for supporting me. Whether you watch my videos on YouTube or if you follow me on Facebook or if you've been to my website and purchased my book, Beautifully Twisted, or whether you're following me on Periscope, I simply want to say thank you so very much. And also thank you to iBloom Radio and Ladima Bernans for this opportunity and this platform. Tonight I have a very special guest that will be with us, and she is she's simply a powerhouse. You guys are going to want to stay tuned to hear what my special guest has to say. But we're going to pause just for a moment, pause for the cause, and hear from some of our sponsors. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome again back to the People's Empowerment Radio Show. Tonight we have a special guest with us on tonight. And let me tell you, this little lady has been very, very busy. She is an actress, a model, a motivational speaker, and a mentor. She has spoken all around the world, from the U.S. to London to China. She is busy, people. She is changing lives, and she's impacting the world. Family, please give a warm welcome to my guest, Miss Carrie Bernans.
Thank you so much, Lady A. I appreciate that awesome, warm welcome, and thank you so much for having me onto the show today. I appreciate it.
Yes, it is a pleasure. It is a pleasure. Now, before I go into my need-to-know questions, because I have a few after reading your bio and going to your website and seeing all of the wonderful things that are happening in your life, I have tons of questions. But before I go into my questions, why don't you tell the listeners a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. So I think you did an amazing job. So I am an actress, motivational speaker, mentor, wife, friend. I'm a model as well, and I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a Christian. So, I mean, that sums me up, but I'm a hardworking person that believes that every single person that comes in contact with me, I want them to leave more empowered and more motivated than they came before. And I want to make sure that I always perceive off good vibes, because I soak up good information. I have amazing mentors in my life that has poured into me, and now it's my turn to, give back.
Wow, powerful. Yes. And we need that. We need that in our world today. So my first question to you, Carrie, is as a young entrepreneur, how did you get started? How did you get started with speaking or with working with youth? How did you start?
Absolutely. That's a great question. So I'm going to take you a little bit about my background, and that it kind of goes into how I got started. So I grew up, so I was born to a mother that was a teenage mother. She married my dad. 6 years later, they got a divorce. She was unable to really kind of pick up and, I guess, take, some adult routes and choices on her own. So can't get my words out, I apologize. From 6 years old to 16 years old, I went to a new school every 6 to 8 months. And I also dealt with extreme poverty. So I lived in homeless shelters, from staying in our car to staying at other people's places, until we eventually got on our own. And we stayed in a lot of ghettos and just very low-income houses and areas that were not just comfortable living arrangements. So from that experience, from 6 to 16, I've really had a lot of growing times in my life. I really hated being at that moment in that place. And then I got to a moment where I felt okay with it. I said, God, there must be a reason why I'm going through all of this. And then I noticed that as I got older, I was able to share my story with other people that were going through similar matters in school. And from that whole process of me mentoring younger people, maybe in middle school or elementary while I was still in high school, really gave me that opportunity to just learn how to share my story and talk about some of the experiences I've been through in order to help others get through it as well. So that's how the motivational speaking ended up coming into route. Is like shortly after high school, I started talking to groups of bodies of students, younger students, older people that maybe haven't been able to overcome poverty or overcome some drastic situation that set them, quote unquote, back, and sharing with them how to use that as a launching pad going forward into the future.
Yes. As world changers and entrepreneurs and just people who want to help other people, it's key, I think, to be able to understand and look at where you are and your challenges and everything you've been through, and be able to take what seemingly has been lemons and turn it into lemonade. That's probably one of the most inspirational and powerful things that we could do in service to not only ourselves but also to others. So that's pretty amazing.
Thank you.
Now,
I completely agree with you.
Yeah. Now, this generation that we live in, I think that a lot of our young people are dealing with an identity crisis. They don't know who they are. They don't know their purpose. They don't know the power that they possess within themselves. And so being that you specialize in empowering youth, what are some of the tools that you use? What do you say to them to get them to open their minds and to think beyond the poverty and beyond the ghetto and beyond wherever they are and begin to believe in themselves?
Yeah, I think you brought up a great point is, people lose their identity. They don't know who they are because they feel like they're lost in this world where they're just considered another number or another person that's poor or whatever the case may be. So when I empower youth, I always take the approach of, okay, so if your name is Ashley or something, I'm going to say, Ashley, tell me, what do you feel like you look like? And then I have them tell the words of maybe I'm poor or I'm shy or I'm, young or whatever they say. And I'm going to say, well, how do you want to be perceived? And then they would tell me how they want to be perceived. And then I say, why do you think that you are what you say you are? So then they say, I think I'm this because of the way my mom raised me or because of this or because of that. And then I asked them a question. I said, what if you can transform that? If you can just personally transform the environment or who you are just by, transforming yourself, transforming the words that come out of your mouth, the way you think about things. Because, I grew up in a tough environment. I've seen everything from drugs to, being in a house with termites and all of that. And it's more of a self-realization to remember that you are not you're not where you came from, but you can overcome and you can use it as a launching pad. So I have them repeat some affirmations to themselves saying I'm a conqueror, I am confident, I can do it, and then I have them do this thing where they change negatives to positive. So anytime they tell me something negative, I'm going to say, how can you flip that around? How can you make that look good? Okay, maybe you're not living in the ideal situation, but tell me what situation you would like to live in. And then by doing that, you create this mindset of creating visions, of ideals of what they could possibly be. And that right there does it itself. Once you can have someone believe in their mind, have faith and believe that they can be bigger and better than what they are, all of a sudden transformation happens, and then having them write it down, that's like the actually like number 1/number 2 key. Writing down what they want their visions to look like, what they want their future to look like. And from there, transformation happens like never before. I mean, you just have to tell them, you're not the neighborhood you live in. Think outside of the box. Don't be complacent, because so many people are so complacent with just being the average or just getting by. But no, be bigger and better than that. So I know that was a long answer, but those are some of the things I do.
Even though a long answer, it was an outstanding answer, because you're right in the vein of what I specialize in and what I love, in understanding belief systems and how they form and how to identify them and how to break them so that you can create something new in your life. It's all about what do you believe, because if you believe that you can't, then guess what? You can't. You won't. But if you believe that you can, if you believe that you can do whatever it is that you set your mind to do, you will figure out a way to accomplish it, because that confidence is there, that belief is there. So it's all about belief systems, and that leads me right. You set it up so perfectly, and you didn't even know what my next question was going to be. My next question is, limiting belief systems foster low self-esteem or fear keep a lot of people stuck. Now, I read somewhere that you are fearless, and I'm beginning to believe that you are, because, I mean, girl, you've done it all. MTV, you've been on the TV show The Game, you've lived abroad in 5-6 countries, you speak 6 languages. So fear could have easily gripped you and held you captive, based on where you've come from. But how do you manage, and how did you manage to overcome fear?
That's a really, really great question. Sometimes I have to admit, I'm like, how did I do that? But I seriously think that your brain is the most powerful thing that you have. I mean, it's powerful. If you, convince yourself you're not going to get something, you may not get it. But if you can convince yourself and have enough faith and believe that you can overcome whatever it is, you can very well reach a tipping point of almost getting it, or go over and above and get that and plus more, So I think that the fearlessness thing comes from, I think I had so many objectives in my life, and I took this summer camp called Youth About Business, and one of the things they taught us is we eat challenges for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I did that, I think, during. I know it sounds funny, but I remember that. So in high school, I would say, after I left that summer camp, I eat challenges for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If there's a challenge, I can overcome it. I can trampoline it. I can do whatever I can to kick it out my way and keep going. And I think, how do you become fearless in that matter is you just have to literally bite fear in the butt. You have to say that, you have to talk to yourself. Like, I talk to myself all the time. My friends know that. But you got to say, Carrie, you can do this. Don't you give up now. You are almost there. And then I think about that picture of ice. It's like an iceberg or something. Like, they have it in the ocean, and then they show, the tip of it showing. A great example is, you're planting something, right? You're planting a fruit.
Yes.
And when you put the seed in the ground and you water it and you don't see 4 or 5 days, you don't see it growing, and you're like, okay, is it coming up or not? And then one thing you don't see is you don't see the roots that has grown within the ground and the soil to help ferment that fruit to pop up. And then you see the fruit. So more of how do you overcome fears, you have to just take it one step at a time. You're going to have little fears. Learn how to get over those as fast as you can. So if it's something that you're scared of, you haven't tried, I always tell people the worst thing that you can do is not try it and never know what happens, or to try it and know you don't like it, or maybe it didn't work out and you just at least know. But if you never do it, you'll never know. So you just have to have this mindset that everything's going to work out to the good for you no matter what. And just keep it going. And keep it going.
Yes, yes. One of the tools that I use to help me to overcome fear is definitely my words, affirmations, and what you say about yourself and what you think about yourself. It's so crucial. It's so critical that you use these tools because, I would find myself, saying, "Oh yes, I am a world-renowned speaker. I'm a world-renowned speaker," and because that's my dream, that's my ambition, that's what that's who I am, that's my target, that's my goal. But I found myself saying the words, and it was helping me to get over the fear, but my actions weren't lining up with with what I was saying.
Oh my God!
I was saying I'm a world-renowned speaker, but I wasn't speaking. I wasn't writing. I just wasn't doing anything that looked like I was a world-renowned speaker. But, again, one of the tools that I had to use to break that so that I could start having my behavior to match my words was I had to keep saying it until I believed it. I had to keep saying it until I believed. I am a world-renowned speaker. I can do this. I will not be defeated. You said something that triggered something in my thinking was that, you went to a summer camp, and every day they told you we eat challenges for breakfast. We eat them. That is so powerful. And every young person, young or old, really, needs to understand the power of affirmation, the power of words, and the power of self-belief. Because if you don't believe in you, then you really you can't accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. So, great stuff, Carrie. Great stuff.
Thank you. And you know what, lady, you brought up an amazing point too. With you definitely affirmations 1,000% totally believe, and people need to if you do that more, I mean, things are going to not even magically change. It's just going to transform everything around you. But one of the other things you brought up is creating some type of task and actually, using your actions. Actions speak louder than words too as well, but words is going to form your surroundings, but what are you going to do? So matching your talk with your walk, So if you say, I want to start a business, maybe the best thing to do is to pick up a book and learn what are the things that you need to start that business, or doing a lot of research around the business you want. Or if you want to, be the next NBA player, or you want to be the next scientist, really just getting yourself in the environment where you can absorb and learn and be able to really, if you get the opportunity to do exactly what you've been saying you want to do for all this time, then to be able to do it in the form of excellence, so you're already prepared. Because, I think that's one of the things, you're going to speak your way there if you keep speaking during the affirmations. And then are you going to be prepared is the next thing. And being prepared means that, you come ready, knowledgeable, you already did your research, all of that. So I really like that point you pointed out.
Yes. We got to have the action along with what you're speaking. It all has to line up. Now, we're getting low on time, so in 60 seconds or less, Carrie, what else is on the horizon for you? What's up next, girl? Because you've done it all. So what's next?
Absolutely. So 60 seconds or less. I'm currently working on a couple of feature films here in Los Angeles, California, so be on the watch out for that. I am also new over social media marketing for a company called Bucket Dream. So everybody should download the Bucket Dream app, which is BUCKIT Dream. And we're doing some amazing partnerships with several people. And the next things, I'm writing a couple of smaller how-to books, and I'm going to be writing my own personal storybook in the next year. So I know that's a long time, but watch out for that. And just keep on the lookout. Follow me on my social media channels at Carrie Bernans on all of them, with the CarrieBernans. And I want to shout out, Antoinette Booker, my amazing PR agent, and my mother and everyone else for their support. So thank you so much, Lady A. You're amazing, and I'm so excited I can join you today.
Awesome. It is so wonderful to be able to connect with such great people, such powerful people who get it, who understand that in order to transform a life, it begins in the mind. You must understand what it is you believe, not just about life and the world and your friends or whatever, but you got to get down to your core belief systems and deal with those beliefs and change those beliefs into whatever it is that you're desiring to manifest here in the world. So, Carrie, you have knocked it out of the park today, girl. So I thank you so very much. Awesome sauce.
Thank you so much. I want to encourage everybody to dream bold, dream big, and go out there and achieve those dreams. Don't take no for an answer. You can do it.
That's right. Don't take no for an answer. Wow. Well, we will definitely have to have you on again in the future because I still have about maybe 5 or 6 more questions that I need to ask. I need to know. When you have someone on that is successful, that is seeing results in their lives, you want to be able to pick their brains and find out how did you do it? How are you doing it? So that I can then incorporate some of those things into my life. So definitely we'll be reaching out to you again in the future. Thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate it again.
Well, family, we have come to the end of yet another show. Wow. Thank you so much for tuning in. Next week, you're going to want to tune in again because next week I will be going into an in-depth study about belief systems, how they're formed, how to identify them, and how to break them. Because, again, if you're going to transform your life, if you don't like where you are, if you have big dreams and you want to see those dreams come into your reality, but you feel like you're stuck, you feel like there's something holding you back, then you need to listen in to next week's show so that you can understand and identify what those things are and how to break them so that you can create a new pattern, a new cycle, and a new result in your life. So next week is going to be very, very powerful. And as always, I want to leave you guys with a powerful affirmation, and I'm hoping that as we keep producing these shows, that this affirmation you will begin to make your own. I've actually decided to make it my mantra. I say it daily because, again, words have power. We are creative beings. We were created in God's image, and our words are powerful. So I want to, again, close out the show with this affirmation. It is our duty to seek truth. It is our duty to live our best lives now. It is our duty to love one another. For in the end, all we stand to lose are our chains. It's been your girl, Lady A, and until next time, peace and blessings.
Jesus, you're the one, never would have made it this far. That's why I'm so dedicated to you. So many times you have proven to me that you are a God of grace and mercy. I could truly say that there is no one like you. You've been right there by my side. What was wrong, you made it right. Savior, I owe you my life. You're the one that I worship. Oh, love, praise you. The air that I breathe, Lord. can say that I've been perfect. But you are the one who's giving me perfect. And now I might have, but you never ever turned your back on me. Love is unconditional. Why you love me so I'll never know. Jesus, you